What if your next home could offer not just style and comfort, but serious flexibility too? On this Chatsworth home tour, we're looking at a beautifully remodeled property that's perfect for multi generational living, a rental income setup, or just having space to spread out. This Chatsworth home for sale features a sleek 3 bedroom main house plus a fully updated 1 bedroom ADU with its own private entrance. If you've been thinking about moving to Chatsworth or investing in a smart, versatile property, this one's worth a look. Let's start this home tour. So today we find ourselves in Chatsworth, California. And the home that we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be touring, happens to be 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1,984 square feet of living space, almost an 8,000 square foot lot, and built in 1958. Now here's the deal. Again, there's actually two structures on this property. There's the main house, that's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and then there is the detached ADU, that's 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And we're going to show both of those to you today. So again, we find ourselves here in Chatsworth, California. Chatsworth is located in the North San Fernando Valley off the 118 freeway. And our main cross streets today are Lassen Street and Winnetka. So those are our main cross streets if you happen to be familiar with it. And I'd say Chatsworth probably about 30 miles north of downtown Los Angeles to give you a little bit of perspective. So we're going to show you everything in this house today. Everything's been remodeled, not only in the main house, but also in the ADU. And let's get the home tour started. So right now we're going to start with the main house. We're on the exterior of it, obviously, like we always do to start all of our home tours. And so as we glide across here, you have this beautiful fence right here, right? Wall and fence. And obviously giving you a very modern look. And this is something that a lot of people like to install. So you don't want to close it off completely, right? You don't want to make it look like a jail, but at the same time, right, you want something that's modern, and basically you give yourself an extra space, essentially like an extra backyard. Now, this is very popular these days. How do I know? Because the neighbor across the street also has one. Also, and there's a few others on this street as well. So obviously, this is not something that's very cheap, but you know, if you want to give it a modern look while putting a fence in the front of the yard, this is something that a lot of people do. And then, of course, you do have this really nice yard here, right in the front, and your brick walkway to the front of the house. You can already see the dual pane windows as well. So along this brick walkway, you can see all the different vegetation that you have here in the front of this house. Tons of rose bushes, some palm trees that are in their infancy stages as far as growth is concerned. And some of these, when they do mature, they will give you a lot more privacy here. Some people like to go with hedges, or cypress trees, but there's several different types of plants that will work. So I did want to show you this. These are these beautiful iron doors. And look, these can run anywhere from $5,000 to about $20,000, depending on how ornate and the quality of the door itself. All right, let's walk inside. So now we are inside the main house. This is, again, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And so immediately you see this eating area. If it was me, I would probably move this eating area to the other side of the kitchen. You have this large great room right here, and I would probably put it over here on this side. I would put that eating area so that way people don't have to walk around it to get to the dining table. But since this house is staged and they only put in one table, I get why they would put the eating area here, because this is where you would showcase your formal dining area. That's just me, but let me know what you guys would do. So you have plenty of cabinetry here, right? You have all these beautiful white cabinets with the gold colored handles on it. You have your Wolf range right here, right? You have your 2 ovens, double ovens. Look at this gas cooktop here on top, all these burners. And then you have this gray tile backsplash. So because you have the white cabinetry and you have so much white and you have grains of brownish gold here in the flooring, right? So you don't want to have too much color in your backsplash. So the gray complements all of that. And this also goes along with your silver color here on your stainless steel appliances and your stainless steel hood above that. So again, you got the gray backsplash, and then take a look at your veins in your quartz countertop here, right? And slightly contrast your flooring, but kind of it's a nice color combination, right? So let me know what you think of this flooring, or would you rather have something maybe like a wood or a laminate or a luxury vinyl plank flooring? You have your waterfall edge right here, island counter with your sink basin. And then what's smart over here, they added a bunch more cabinetry to it. How many times have we seen where you have a beautiful island in your kitchen, yet at the same time, you know what, there's no place for storage in it. So this is a great use of storage. And then of course, look, you got your soft closing drawers on top. And look, they even left the architectural plans for us too. So if you were to buy this house, that's something that you would be able to obtain. Now, I like how they didn't go over the top. Sometimes these days with the pendant lighting or the light fixtures over the island counter in the kitchen, people go way over the top with some crazy designs. And this one, I think it's very simple, right? Because you have the gold, look, gold color hanging down, and just a very simple light fixture right here. Nothing too over the top. And of course, you're gonna have your gold custom right here, spigot and a fixture on your sink. So let me know what you think of the kitchen. And then of course, above in this large great room, take a look at all of this recessed lighting right here. So this is a pretty good space in my opinion. And then of course you have your living room with your gas fireplace right here, nice little sitting area. And then you have this walnut wood that's very common these days as the surround of your fireplace. And then when you're ready to go into the backyard, we'll get out there in a few moments, but this is your slider. So you have a really nice sliding door, and all again, everything is brand new windows here in this. So everything's been updated here in this home. So as we move our way right over here, this is your coat closet, right? Almost big enough to be a bedroom, right? Or a lot of times a walk-in closet, but this is a really nice size coat closet to hang and store a bunch of things, right? So how many times do you need that extra storage? So this will be the place for it. Maybe it's toys, maybe it's other items, but plenty of room for that. All right, so again, this is your large great room area, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you as always for tuning in today for another one of our home tours. All right, so if you're looking to buy a home here in the greater Los Angeles area, here in Southern California, definitely reach out to us, because there are a lot of things that we're doing right now to help our buyers get their offers accepted. Not only do we have a lot of relationship with home builders, but with so many different other real estate agents here in Southern California, because I've been doing this for over 20 years, right? Hard to believe. So if you're looking for someone that, you know, maybe actually can get the job done, maybe it's not your cousin, you're a veterinarian whose cousin twice removed, right, who's helping you. Maybe it's your neighbor who's a real estate agent, right? But in today's world, right, you really want to be able to get your offer accepted. And you actually kind of want to be able sometimes either to negotiate concessions or to just try to get the best deal. And I think you have to have the right agent to be able to do that. The agent that actually understands the market, that's been through it before, that, you know, a lot of times just, you know, has only been in the business 1 or 2 years, right? And I see that all the time on our listings too, where a lot of the agents just don't even know how to fill out a contract correctly, right? We have to end up cleaning it up so to make the deal work. So I think having someone in your corner that not only understands the ins and outs of what's taking place in this market, because they're quite active in this market, so they understand the nuances of different neighborhoods, of what's happening in one neighborhood as opposed to another neighborhood. But also one of the things like we always talk about is being able to help you as the buyer hold your hand, right? And this is something with over 250 5-star reviews online right now. You know, that's a credit to all of our clients believing and trusting in us. So on Zillow and Google, again, we have over 250 5-star reviews. All right, so if you're looking to sell a property here in Southern California, ask us about our complimentary staging program, as well as our Concierge Plus program, which allows you to make repairs or remodel the property with no upfront cost. You don't pay a single penny, and whatever you negotiate with our contractor, it just gets deducted from your net proceeds. Let's continue on with the home tour. Let's leave the kitchen now and go take a look at the rest of this house. So the main house, once again, is 3 bedrooms. The first room you're going to have over to your right is going to be your hallway bathroom. So they have a modern vanity, all in white, large circular mirror with the black faucet, right? And the black drain stopper as well. And so it makes sense that the handle on your shower enclosure, as well as the spigot and shower head in this shower and tub enclosure, is going to be black. Okay, so then here you have the same flooring as you do throughout the rest of the home. And just to give it a little bit of contrast, because you don't need much because you have the black right there, right? So here, this is going to be the tile in your shower enclosure. All right, so that's bathroom number 1. Again, here you're going to have 2 bathrooms in the main house. So this is the first of the 3 bedrooms. This is a house that was built in 1958. So you're not going to see super duper large bedrooms here. You got a nice modern ceiling fan, and you also got the recessed lighting, LED lighting above as well. And then they took off the closet doors to give it a much bigger feel in this room, which is very common these days. So it's nice to actually see they got this luxury vinyl plank flooring here in the bathrooms to kind of break up the monotony. I don't think you would want to have this flooring right here in your bedrooms, right? So they did a nice job on that. And then this is your middle bedroom, faces the front of the house. Once again, they don't have the closet door for this bedroom. And then coming on over here for this main house, this is going to be your primary bedroom with a primary bathroom that is attached. And as we saw in the other 2 bedrooms, you don't have any closet door. And then coming on over here, right, this is your attached private bathroom as part of your primary bedroom with your floating vanity, dual sinks. And then I wanted to show you the color scheme here. We've seen a lot of white in this house, right? So here, look how they're able to intertwine, right, both black and gold. And they do the same thing here on the faucet, right? You got the black, and then you got a gold colored drain stopper. So move over to the shower enclosure itself. Instead of having everything white, smartly, they have this black with gold brownish veins in it. And then take a look, you got your rain head, shower head over there too, that's black. And then to break up the color inside, you actually have the white tile on the bottom. Let's get in here to give you a much closer look. And then you have the hand sprayer as well, that is black. And then a nice touch is that you have your sitting bench as well. So let me know what you think of this primary bathroom. We've made our way to the backyard, and you can see the detached accessory dwelling unit. We're going to be entering that shortly. But here in this backyard space, I wanted you to take a look at this artificial turf here. So this is always very nice. And then it extends all the way to the wall. And then you can kind of see right over here on the other side of that, that's kind of that front yard that we were looking at earlier. So you have something to work with over here. Maybe you want to put in a garden, maybe you want to put in some concrete, right, some pavers in there. That's a nice little barbecue area as well. And then because you have this detached ADU, you could easily, put a vinyl fence going across and basically separating it so both parties, if you were going to rent it out, actually would be able to have their own private area. And so over here would be the side for the accessory dwelling unit, and over here for the main house. I also like the designer tile that they have here on this patio, and then that flows really nicely. You wouldn't want a dark color because the house is painted white. right, so let's make our way over to this accessory dwelling unit. Again, this is going to be 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and they built it on top of the garage. And so as we come on over here, would be able to have your own separate entrance, right, with this electric gate, beautiful electric gate. And then come on over here, let's turn around and show you this modern garage door, right? And these are easily in the $3,000 to $5,000 range, depending on what you're looking at. And you can already see they have this inside the garage. We'll show it to you that you have this epoxy finish right here in your garage. All right, now let's make our way up to the ADU. Didn't want to spend too much time here, but did, as we promised you before, want to show you the garage. So I can definitely fit 2 cars. If you have a large SUV, maybe a car and a motorcycle, but this is where your laundry hookups are going to be also. And now you can see from the interior how nice this garage door is. But you do have this epoxy finish here in the garage. So heading upstairs, right? So as we said before, that this accessory dwelling unit is built on top of the garage. So it gives you a nice vantage point of your backyard from high above, right? You can see now the entire backyard and the entirety of the main house. All right, so coming in here, they have a totally different flooring in here, which is great. I think the flooring that we saw in the main house, I don't think works here in this accessory dwelling unit. So on your kitchen countertop, right, this is quartz. You're gonna have an electric range, built-in microwave right there. No dishwasher, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, probably don't need it. And then I like how they were able to break up, because you don't have a lot of color in your quartz countertop, but able to put some custom design and some gray in your tile backsplash. And then you have a stainless steel, a sink basin, right? And then you have this black color on your cabinetry with gold handles to give it a little bit more color. So because you don't have that color on your quartz countertop, so you want to have some type of color, and this would suffice. They have a stainless steel Whirlpool refrigerator that will be included, a small eat-in area right off the kitchen here, and this will be your living area right here, your living room area, where you'll be able to install your big screen TV. And as do most accessory dwelling units, you're going to have a split system right up there. And then coming on over here, this is going to be the bathroom for your accessory dwelling unit. So you have a nice white modern vanity with the gold faucet, light on the mirror. And then coming over here, notice how you have your hexagonal tile in your shower enclosure, sitting bench. You have the gold hand sprayer as well. And then of course on top, you do have your overhead shower heads. Okay, so what's nice about that, and I'm gonna open this up so you can just get a better peek at it. And so what I like about here, take a look at the drain stopper there, that's also gold colored, right? Because you have the gold, so it offsets, right, having all this white on the vanity itself. So you really need not just a black, otherwise you would have pretty much had to change the flooring, but having this light brown flooring, and all of this flows together. And then of course, to take it a step further, as opposed to just having a white door, look how they have the brown doors in both rooms, both the bathroom and the bedroom. You have your vaulted ceiling up above right here, and then come on over here. We'll give you the other vantage point, and they removed the closet doors for that. Now it could be because this house just came on the market and they just finished construction, but that a lot of times the closet doors could be on order and they just haven't put them in just yet. So let me know if that's something that you really want, is the closet doors or not. Did you know that 34% of home buyers right now, according to Realtor.com, are actually looking to buy something with multi-generational living space? And there's a reason why builders, when it comes to new construction, have really focused on offering these next-gen suites, right? And this multi-generational living opportunity for so many people. So if you happen to fall in that boat, maybe you need to live with the in-laws, maybe you have a kid that's older, came back from college, right? Have an older teenager, whatever the case may be. Maybe you want a place where you could be able to rent out something on your property, right? But you don't want to have the funds to be able to build an ADU right now. You need something remodeled, something move-in ready right away. This might fit the bill, right? And these are very popular. So the fact that you don't have to spend $80,000 to $150,000 building an ADU, it's already here for you right from the get-go. You don't have to deal with the permitting process, going to get that certificate of occupancy and whatnot. So that's that. All right. If you are buying a home here in the greater Los Angeles area, one of the things that we like to do is definitely, have our buyers meet on a Zoom call so I can really figure out what you as a buyer are looking for, right? Everybody has different needs, has different timelines, and has different negotiables and non-negotiables when it comes to that. So this is something that a lot of you have reached out to us and we've been able to help you with, over the course of the last few years here as a result of putting this channel together. So, definitely if you have any questions, like I always say before, how many times have I said it, in this video, that, hey, I don't want you to staying up till 3 a.m. trying to figure out, the answers to a lot of your questions. Reach out to me and I can kind of answer it. Maybe it makes sense for you to do something right now. Maybe it makes sense to put together a plan. Maybe you do it in 12 to 24 months, right? A lot of our clients come to us a long time in advance because they just want to get the ball started to see what they have to do to be able to buy a property. So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Welcome to set up a Zoom call. But at the end of the day, just here to answer any of the questions that you guys a lot of times reach out to me with. Hope you enjoyed this home tour. I'm Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group.